What's up, everybody? Good to be back on trail. I'm out here in Richloam. I parked at the Clay Sink Road and I'm hiking in on the Florida Trail. I'm headed southbound, and I'm actually right now on the low water route. I'm gonna go down by the Withlacootchee River. I'm gonna hike into the high Bluff campsite. It'll probably be about as far as I go. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm getting a late start. Tomorrow's Easter, so I got to be back home tonight. I do got a full loadout though, because I got my brand new Hyperlight 40 Unbound backpack on my back. I wanted to put some miles in and see how it felt. So y'all come along with me and let's check out this beautiful trail. All right, we're fixing to get a look at the river. See what the water levels look like. It's definitely dry out here. It's really crunchy. But let's see what the river looks like down here. Must have been a turtle on there because it just took off. Maybe a gator, but probably a turtle. I see fish. I even brought my little telescoping rod. I think I'm gonna get down here and see if I can't catch me a little fish or something. That'd be pretty cool. River looks beautiful. It's probably about 87 degrees out today. A little bit of a breeze, but it's warm. We're going into the hot days here shortly. Well, yellow flies are already on me. That didn't take long. We'll walk right over here and check out the river. Yeah, they found me pretty quick. Hopefully mosquitoes will lay back for a little while since it's so dry out here. Ooh, look at all these gars. Let me show you. There was a bunch of garfish down there. They all spooked away. 15 or 20 of them all bundled together. Schooled up. I'm glad to be back on trail. I've actually been dealing with some diverticulitis issues, and it made me miss a hike last weekend during some of the most beautiful weather, at least for this time of the year. Had me a little down in the dumps, but I'm feeling better now and I'm back out in the woods, so happy about that. Let me show y'all how deep this water was coming through here during Hurricane Milton. You see the water line there on the tree. The water line's up there. And this is as high as I can reach. And there's the water line up there. Not real tall, but that's pretty deep. Pretty amazing. People was canoeing and kayaking all along the Florida Trail. Here's another spot where the water line's evident of how high it was. That's 15 foot just from ground level. I don't even know off the water how high that is, but it's this place was flooded. Also, just check out the beauty of this river. Look at it just meandering down through there. That's gorgeous. Them creeks and rivers up there in the Smoky Mountains, they're beautiful. But this is just as beautiful. Sure is pretty. Okay, y'all, this is where the low water route comes to an end, and then you're back on the Florida Trail. That's a yellow loop that way, and we're headed this way. Them yellow loops, I think they still got a lot of debris from the hurricanes and stuff, needs cleaned up. At least on the north end of the property, on the Richloam. On the other side is Highway 50. I believe is pretty rough shape. Wasn't too long ago through this area they had a burn. Starting to come back now though. I will tell you, you burn anything right now, it's just gonna take off as dry as it is out here. We're getting close to getting to Devil's Creek. Devil's Creek Bridge. They'll be coming up shortly. Okay, here we are at Devil Creek Bridge. Let's see if there's any water down here. I come through here a couple years ago when they were just building this bridge. May even have a video of it, I don't recall, but when I came across it then, they had a big excavator in here and one of the railings weren't up, but still, yeah. I was able to walk across it because prior to that, you had to ford this river, ford the creek. And I can only imagine, you know, how deep it gets sometimes. Probably chest deep or deeper. Thankful for the bridge. It's in such a beautiful area too. Somebody's left water bottles and trash. Here's a pretty iconic spot on the Florida Trail on the western corridor here in Green Swamp West. This is the fence line right here. That's an old fence post. Over there is Richloam, that's the Withlacootchee State Forest. And this is Green Swamp West. But anyways, this tree here, anybody who hikes through here, they get a picture of this tree. And it's just because of the way it's all twisted and turned. And you hike right under it. Pretty neat. We're real close to the campground up here. We're gonna come back up against the river here shortly, probably where I'm gonna end up fishing. And then we'll go past it just a ways to the campground and we'll come back. Just after that tree I showed y'all, this one's laying down in the trail and it actually has a blaze on it. It's got a big old pine that came down with it too. I'm not sure. It looks like the trail goes that way, but I'll have to double check. Maybe I can walk around this. We'll see. Looks like I'm going over it. Yep. This is the trail. I could have walked under right there and go under again. That's a big old tree. It's down. Oof. All right, y'all. These are the bluffs. This is High Bluff campsite. You can see some people enjoy camping right here, which is not the actual campsite. I will show you where it's at. It's on the other side of the fire line here. And I'll show you whenever we get up to it. On the trail into the actual campsite, there's a hole here. I don't know if it's a gopher hole or what, but look at all the eggs that are broke open, eggshells. Either something raided it, most likely. Something probably raided it. Or something hatched. Either way, here's the camp. There's a fire ring up here, a picnic table. I think the picnic table is pretty dilapidated, unless they put in a new one. Oh well, there's the dilapidated one over there. There's the fire pit, got a little bit of firewood for whoever. A little flat spot there, somewhat. That's one thing about this camp, is there's not the best flat spots here. And honestly, if you didn't want a fire ring or a picnic table, I believe I'd camp down there right by the river. So let's go down here by this river. See if we can't hook up to a little fish. Y'all check this out. It's all the way on the other side. Oh, he took off. It was a big gator. I was gonna try to zoom. I actually seen a turtle, and I was gonna try to show you all that, and then I seen the gator. That's what wild gators should do. They shouldn't be hanging around waiting on people. And they're wild out here for sure. That was a pretty good sized gator. I'm gonna go right down here and start fishing right off the bank. All right, it looks like I can get close down here to the river. So I'm gonna tie me on a little jig and start casting right here to begin with. On down there, just a few. I probably ain't gonna hang out right here too long once I get rigged up, unless they're biting. And on down the river just a ways, there's a really good spot where there's like some rapids and waterfall, because it's running across the lime rock, bedrock. It's a pretty cool spot, and I want to show y'all. It's about 4:30 now, so I really don't have a whole lot of time to fish down here, but I'm here now. Let's do it. All right, I had a few casts back there, and I kept losing my lures, so I moved on down, and this is one of the spots I wanted to show y'all, where there's some white water action going on here. Check that spot out. I always love this little spot. Oh. Sit here and listen to that all day, huh? Even got a breeze. There's a big elbow in the river right there. I'm gonna walk over there and cast a few times. I don't know how serious I am about fishing. More or less just hanging out. All right, let's head down the bank right here, and maybe we have some luck catching fish. Matter of fact, I just seen one right there. Down there, it was so rocky and so many logs that I just kept hanging up every cast. So let's see, maybe I can catch something here. I see a couple in there. Ain't that big, but let's cast a few and see. This ain't what I wanted to catch, but it's what bit it. Surprised he's hooked that good. He'll break this little pole off. Pretty good sized gar. I don't know if I can get him up here or not. I was hoping it'd just pop out of his mouth. Don't look like it. All right, I'm gonna cut the video. Well, I don't know, he's pulling. Let's see if I can get him up here and get him off. Gator sitting right there. Isn't all that big, but just been chilling, hanging out, watching all these fish jump. Starting to get later in the evening now. And they turned to look at me. Just look how beautiful this spot is to come hang out. And this is close to home for me. I'm glad to be able to get out here, but I think I'm about to pack it up. I caught the one gar, got a few bites from little bitty brim bluegill. Seen one good bass on the bank, but it didn't bite. I kept dropping my bait right in front of it. Didn't want nothing to do with it, so moved on. And I think I'm done. I'm gonna pick up my pole and hit the trail and head back to the truck. Maybe we'll see something on the way. Hey, look at that! Something big just jumped. They've been doing a lot of that. It's probably mudfish and gar. See, that gator's looking at me now. All right, y'all, I'm packing up and hitting the trail. I found an old forest road that led me down here to the river. I've seen a couple trucks pulling out from over here. And here's another little spot of the river. The trail don't go past it, so you got to get on a forest road, but look at the old cypress. Big old cypress, and look at the knees. And you got the frogs a chirping. Just thought I'd show y'all. It's gorgeous out here. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's a good thing it don't get dark till later. Went right under that tree. All right, y'all, I made it back to the truck. About a 7-mile round trip from Clay Sink Road into High Bluff Camp, and hung out along the river. I did catch a fish, and it sure felt good to be back out here, especially after being sick for a little while. So appreciate y'all watching my videos. We'll see you on the next one.